On today's episode, we will be discussing the benefits of reading fiction, not just nonfiction. Fiction, what are the benefits? Is it just fluff? Is it just storytelling? What is it? Let's figure it out.
Yeah, let's figure it out.
So, Namita, you know that I love fiction. I mean, I read autobiographies or biographies because I love the memoirs. I can't read self-help books. I can't, I find it very difficult to get through management books. But yes, I really enjoy my fiction. And you always get judgment from nonfiction readers, right? Oh no, I only
Oh
read
yeah.
nonfiction.
Oh,
I only read
you
something
read
that helps
fiction?
me. Yes,
Like,
yes.
oh, you read fiction?
Oh, your book club only does fiction? I'm like, yeah, it does. Like, we enjoy that, whatever. And it's fine. People still admire, like, oh, you're reading in this day and age and stuff. But we all think it's just storytelling. We're just reading about other people and we're reading बैठ के किसी ने कहानी लिखी and you're reading it. That's what novels are. That's what fictionalized. Now, what if I told you that you will have a lot of personality growth and improvement in your thought processes, and it's a life skills that you achieve by reading fiction. It would be shocking for most people because they don't consider it that way. But we are gonna be discussing that. How does reading
Yeah,
fiction help us in our personality growth, in society? What do we benefit? What benefits do we get from reading fiction?
absolutely right, Simrit. You know, honestly, while growing up, we have always been told, stop reading stories, do something
Yeah,
useful. And it was like, hush, hush. Why are you reading a novel?
I know.
Useless. This is not going to get you any knowledge. Read some other book. Leave somebody's life story. Those autobiographies. And like, oh my God. And it is so underrated, Simrit. Like, fiction has a very bad reputation. And people feel that escapism is like waste of time. You
Yes,
should be doing something productive, learn. Oh my God, you'll not grow, you'll not go anywhere reading fiction. Like,
yes.
why would I read about dragons or fairy tales, or
Fantasy,
rather
exactly.
go, right? There's always been this kind of thought. Why? And even you will not believe when I asked my daughter to read these all fiction books, and we're discussing with parents, oh, why is she reading these stories? Like,
We don't realize that we are learning life skills. We're learning,
okay.
more empathy. We're developing open minds by reading even
Yeah.
fantasy novels. Forget fictionalized stories of humans. Fantasy novels are teaching us so many crucial life skills, and people don't know that.
Exactly. And there's so many times it happens, Simrit, that maybe I've read a fictional book. I've gone like it is like I'm inside the book, you
Yeah.
know, you're feeling the same emotion, you're crying, you're feeling disturbed, and then you feel like, oh, when there's something with like empathy, you feel so, it's so beautiful to feel like that just while
Also, it
reading a
gets
book.
right. It gets your emotions out, and that's really good. So, reading stories is not just entertainment, it's doing something useful
Yeah.
for yourself.
Yes, absolutely, Simran. It is doing. And
Yeah,
I think the number one thing it's doing is making you emotionally intelligent.
it does.
Okay.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. I
1000%.
mean,
So, how does it
and
do? Let's talk about that.
yeah, fiction is like gym of emotions. Don't you agree? Like, there's everything is coming like you are in somebody else's shoes and you're feeling that emotion. And those are the feelings that is not straight away, like there's not outright, like jealousy or regret or guilt or love, all those emotions together. And, it's people say, oh, if you can't, you need to connect with the book to like the book. No, it's like you are in somebody else's shoes, you're feeling that emotion, and then maybe sometime in future, and it's something like that happens to you in your life, you can understand that better, isn't it? You feel like, oh, and then you react accordingly. You don't like panic, or you don't like do silly stuff and say, oh, okay,
Your,
maybe
your reaction
I
is
should
less
that.
less harsh. Let's put it that way, right?
Exactly.
Immediate.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so
Yes.
actually, studies do show that frequent fiction readers score higher on emotionally intelligent and social perceptions. So they recognize social perceptions better. They recognize, oh, this is not about me, this is about them, so many things. So that's
Yeah.
amazing. That's amazing. I also think the big one, and we've been talking about this a lot this last year, is empathy. It creates empathy, which is what you were saying. You put yourself in other people's shoes. So it's not about just emotional intelligence, it's about empathy, because with emotional intelligence comes empathy. So you read fiction, you understand somebody else's life, you recognize some character in your life in that character in the book, and you're like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
in their mindset now. Earlier, I'm just like, that's a rude person. I don't want to deal with this. Today, we're like, let me look at it. This person's going through a divorce.
Oh,
They're fighting legal battles, custody battles, and you're sitting there going, you know what? I could cut them some
yeah.
slack. You make your life better. You're giving them a little space. That all creates empathy. And this comes through fiction reading a lot.
Yeah, it's like less judgment, more curiosity, isn't it?
Yes.
You
What
you
great
you
words.
just
Words.
I mean, reading fiction book is always, I would always recommend, has always been an eye opener for me, Simrit. When you read these books, you are in a different world, right? And you're feeling those emotions. But do you know that when you're feeling those emotions, your brain is also making those connections. You're growing your brain, you're
Yeah.
expanding. A lot of education prodigies, like maybe a couple of those modalities where they don't give images to children while they're growing up. Maybe if they talk about elephant, they will not give them they'll not show them the picture of elephant, they just describe it on a piece of paper. It is something which is very big with long nose, or this thing and that thing, and child has to imagine that. Okay, and that after imagining they have to draw it whatever they feel like, and you'll see every child has a different picture when they draw it. And this is how their brain is connecting, is growing, you're expanding your brain. And the same, so the same thing, these books, they books to our human brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
They make us grow those connections, they make us grow.
Yeah.
And
That's
the more you learn, the more you grow, the better you become as a human being, mentally, physically.
yeah.
So that is why there's always a connection between everything that you do.
Another benefit that we like kind of don't realize is decision making. Now, decision making we feel is our part of our critical thinking and life skill. And but you know what happens when you read books, and especially fiction, because you don't read this in self-help books or in biography, but you read
Yeah.
about people having different choices. Sophie's choice, or like this woman, she could have married this guy, but she chose to marry this guy, or she was supposed to move to this city, but she moved here, or she stayed here, and or he did. And the reason that these are interesting is because you get into the mindset of why these people are making these decisions. Every story is full of choices, and you watch these characters to the end, right? You read the book to the end, and you realize the consequences, the moral reasoning. Does and not everything is black and white, right? Everything has some
Yeah.
gray in it. Like morally, I should do this, but let me do this, following my heart, but not doing anything wrong. Does that help? These things are really important in personality growth. So I think
Yeah.
that matters a lot, and fiction reading is great as far as that goes.
Yeah, I think, yeah, that builds a nuance, right? You stop seeing the world like black and white or right and wrong,
Yeah, yeah,
right? There's another world to look at it. Especially in today's world, today's digital world, why reading fictional books matters.
yeah.
You know, we're living in this fast, reactive, scroll-based world where everything is like it goes like
Quick,
this.
quick, 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 quick,
The
quick.
fiction, yeah, the fiction slows us down. Okay, if it asks for attention, patience, and reflection, because everything is not coming on your face. You're being forced, or you're being tuned to think while
Yeah.
you read. You imagining it yourself.
So
Yeah,
I think you're really right that it slows you down, and which is why reading before bed is always thumbs up, and scrolling before bed is always thumbs down. But what are we all
yeah,
choosing? We're all doing it. We got to sit back
yes,
and start reading before we go to bed, and you calm down. Your brain shuts down quietly. People laugh. They're like, when I read a book, I fall asleep. Yeah, you know what? That's a good thing. Rest your body. It's slowing
yeah,
down. Your cortisol is
yeah,
so high all the time. You're like scrolling your screens, you're like all over the place. Calm down, read a book. Let yourself, whatever, whether it gets absorbed or not, your mind is at recognizing that. So, what is our takeaway today?
read, guys, read the books, and the fiction
Read
is
the
one you can
stories,
start.
read fiction, don't judge fiction. It's great for you. It's teaching you empathy, life skills, decision making, and slowing you down when you need it. We all need to slow down a little bit. So I think in the
Yeah.
new year, we all need to decide on reading more, and reading fiction should not be a problem. Honestly, it sounds like a pretty good
Oh,
use of time rather than just binge watching, scrolling. Binge watching together as a family is good. When you're alone, pick up the book, read instead of picking up your phone and scrolling and saying, I'm still reading. No, you're not.
reading doesn't tell you what to think, Simrit. It lets you feel your way to understanding.
Wonderful.
So that is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, read. Read as much as you can.
Fiction is not a
All
problem.
right. Yeah. Yes. Well, I guess that's all on Talk to Us today. Do let us know what you think about our today's episode. You can email us or you can also comment in the comment section and let your friends know where to find us.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to stay notified of our videos every Friday at 5 p.m. Thanks for joining us on Talk to Us today. Remember to talk about Talk to Us today. Keep smiling,
Keep
keep laughing,
laughing.
keep talking, and keep reading. Bye.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
Right.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.